The distress signal traveled through space faster than light itself, jumping from relay to relay across the darkness between stars. The message was simple and desperate. "Help us, under attack. Defense is failing. This is Theta 7, please anyone." The signal reached the massive space station orbiting Centauri Prime within hours. A tall alien woman named Thelzara sat at her desk when the alert flashed on her screen. She had 4 eyes, and all of them went wide as she read the message. Her hands moved quickly across the controls, pulling up more information. Theta 7 was a mining colony run by the Yarvok people. The Yarvok were famous warriors. Their colonies had the best shields and the biggest guns in this part of space. If someone was beating them, that someone was incredibly dangerous. Thelzara pressed a button on her desk. "Send emergency calls to all nearby military fleets. We need ships at Theta 7 right now." Her assistant, a small creature with too many legs, clicked nervously. "Yes, Representative. Sending now." The responses came back fast, but they all said the same thing. The Krelox Empire was too far away. The Mandorian fleet couldn't get there in time. The Zephrani forces were on the wrong side of the galaxy. Everyone was too far to help. Thelzara felt sick. She looked at the numbers on her screen. The closest military force would take 6 days to reach Theta 7. The Yarvok probably had less than 6 hours. Then something new appeared on her screen. A ship was already heading toward Theta 7. The computer said it was a cargo ship from Earth. The captain's name was Jake Morrison. "A human ship?" her assistant squeaked. But humans barely know how to fly in space. They only got their fast ships 20 years ago. Thelzara pulled up the file on humans. Earth was a small planet with only one sun. The humans had just joined the Galactic Union 2 decades ago. They had a few small military ships, mostly for protecting their own home system. Most species thought humans were nice but not very important. "Contact that ship," Thelzara ordered. "Tell them to stay away." The screen flickered and showed a human man. He looked about 35 years old with dark hair and calm blue eyes. He wore a simple jacket and sat in a comfortable chair. "This is Captain Morrison of the Liberty Runner," he said with a slight smile. "I'm guessing you're calling about the distress signal. Captain Morrison, you must turn your ship around immediately. The Yarvok colony is being destroyed by an unknown enemy. Your civilian cargo ship cannot help. You will die if you go there." Jake leaned back in his chair. His smile didn't change. "Representative, I'm already on my way. I'll be at Theta 7 in about 40 minutes. "You don't understand," Thelzara said, her voice getting louder. "The Yarvok are the strongest warriors in this sector. They have weapons that could destroy 100 ships. Something is beating them. Your cargo ship has no chance. I appreciate you worrying about me," Jake said calmly. "But I've got a delivery schedule to keep." "Morrison out." The screen went black. Thelzara stared at it, her heart's pounding. She had just watched a human throw his life away for nothing. She couldn't stop thinking about it. A cargo ship captain, flying alone into a battle that was destroying one of the most powerful military colonies in known space. It made no sense. Humans were supposed to be smart. Why would he do something so stupid? 43 minutes passed. They felt like 43 hours. Thelzara kept checking her screen, waiting for the Liberty Runner to appear on the sensors, waiting to see it get blown apart. Then a new transmission came through. It was from Theta 7. Thelzara opened it immediately. The screen showed a Yarvok commander named Vrek. He was a massive creature covered in scales. His armor was burnt and smoking. His face had fresh cuts that were bleeding. But he was alive. "This is Theta 7, Vrek said in his deep, rumbling voice. "The attack has been stopped. The enemy is destroyed." Thelzara couldn't believe what she was hearing. "Commander, what happened? Did a military fleet arrive?" Vrek's 3 eyes shifted to the side. He looked uncomfortable. "A human ship arrived. Just one human ship. The cargo vessel? Captain Morrison?" It was not a cargo vessel. Thelzara felt cold fear run through her body. "What do you mean?" "Explain it to me." Vrek touched a button and the screen split in half. One side still showed his face. The other side showed a video recording. The video was from cameras on the outside of the colony. It showed the enemy ships. They were called the Kreshtar, giant bug-like creatures that everyone in the galaxy feared. There were hundreds of small fighter ships and 3 massive capital ships. They were shooting at the colony, and the colony's shields were almost gone. Then a single ship appeared. It looked like a normal cargo hauler. It had the right shape, the right size. But the moment it started moving, Thelzara knew something was very wrong. The human ship moved like nothing she had ever seen. Enemy ships fired at it, but the weapons never hit. The human ship wasn't dodging the attacks. It simply wasn't there when the weapons arrived. It moved through space like it knew exactly where every shot would be before it was fired. Then panels on the human ship opened up. Guns came out, big guns. The kind of guns that belonged on military battleships, not cargo vessels. The human ship started shooting. The weapons fired so fast and so hard that the enemy shields just disappeared. The first huge enemy ship exploded in less than 2 minutes. The second enemy ship tried to run away. A bright white beam shot out from the human ship and cut it in half like a knife through paper. The third enemy ship stopped fighting. It sent a surrender signal. Thelzara watched, hoping the human would accept the surrender. The human ship destroyed it anyway. No hesitation. No mercy. Then the human ship turned toward the fighter craft. There were still dozens of them, maybe 100. They all attacked at once, swarming around the human ship like angry insects. The human ship had more weapons, small, fast guns that shot in every direction. Every shot hit a fighter craft. Every hit destroyed the fighter. In minutes, all the enemy fighters were gone. Just floating debris and explosions. The video ended. The whole battle had taken 7 minutes from start to finish. 7 minutes to destroy an entire attack force that had been winning against the Yarvok. Rex's scarred face filled the screen again. The human captain called us after the battle. He said he was sorry for being slow. He said he had to turn off his civilian protocols before he could fight. Rex paused and his voice got very quiet. Representative, what kind of people disguise a warship as a cargo vessel? Thelzara had no answer. Her hands were shaking. She immediately opened a communication channel to Earth. An older human man appeared on the screen. He had gray hair and a lined face. He wore a crisp military uniform with medals on the chest. The text on the screen identified him as Admiral Peter Kane. Representative Thelzara, he said formally. I assume you're calling about what happened at Theta 7. Admiral Kane, one of your civilian ships, just destroyed an entire Kreshtar battle group. I need you to explain this to me. The Admiral's face didn't change at all. I'm not sure what you want me to explain. Captain Morrison responded to a distress call. That's what we're supposed to do. That ship, the Liberty Runner, it's registered as a cargo vessel. Yes, it is. It has all the proper civilian certifications and licenses, but it has military weapons, big military weapons, weapons that are better than anything the major galactic powers have. Does it? The Admiral looked directly at her. Maybe we just have different ideas about what military grade means. Thelzara felt her third heart skip. Admiral, please. I need to understand this. How many ships like the Liberty Runner does Earth have? There was a long silence. When Admiral Kane finally spoke, his voice was soft, almost kind. Representative, every human vessel that leaves our solar system can defend itself. We learned hard lessons in our history. We don't send our people into the dark without giving them a way to come home safe. Every vessel? You mean every cargo ship, every passenger ship, every mining ship? Every single one. Thelzara did the math in her head. Earth had over 4,000 ships traveling through known space right now. Cargo haulers, passenger liners, survey ships, mining vessels. Are you telling me that every human ship in the galaxy is secretly a warship? Admiral Kane smiled a little, but his eyes stayed serious. We prefer to say they're properly equipped. We're a peaceful species, Representative, but we take the safety of our people very seriously. Then what can your actual military ships do? The Admiral's smile disappeared completely. That information is classified. But I can tell you this much. The Liberty Runner is 20 years old. It uses old technology. Captain Morrison was flying alone with no backup, and he had to be careful not to hurt anyone in the colony while he was fighting. The meaning hit Thelzara like a physical blow. You're saying he was holding back? Representative, Captain Morrison's main concern was delivering his cargo on time. The Kreshtar were just an inconvenience to him. A delay in his schedule. The transmission ended. Thelzara sat in her chair staring at the empty screen. Around her, everyone in the station had stopped working. They had all been listening. Contact the council, she said quietly. Tell them we need an emergency meeting. Right now. What should I tell them it's about? Her assistant asked nervously. Tell them we need to talk about Earth. Tell them we've been completely wrong about humans this whole time. The emergency meeting of the Galactic Union Council happened fast. Representatives from 47 different species appeared as glowing holograms in the huge council chamber. They formed a circle around the center platform where Thelzara stood. Her hearts were still beating fast from what she had learned. High Chancellor Mokhtar called everyone to order. He was enormous even as a hologram. His deep voice filled the chamber. Representative Thelzara, you called this emergency meeting because of one human ship. This had better be important. Thelzara activated the holographic display in the center of the room. Everyone watched the video from Theta 7. They saw the Kreshtar attack force. They saw the human cargo ship arrive. They saw 7 minutes of perfect, devastating combat. When it ended, nobody spoke for a long time. This is one ship, Thelzara said into the silence. According to Earth's military, this is a 20-year-old civilian cargo vessel with old technology. Admiral Peter Kane told me that every human ship leaving their solar system has the same capabilities. A representative named Vexrath leaned forward. He had 6 arms and all of them were moving in agitation. This is impossible. We have complete intelligence reports on human military strength. They have about 200 military vessels, all small ones. Their technology is primitive. They're barely advanced. Then our intelligence is completely wrong, Thelzara replied. Or the humans deliberately misled us. Are you saying the humans have been lying to us? High Chancellor Mokhtar's voice carried a dangerous tone. I'm saying we've been wrong about them since we first met them. An old voice spoke up. It belonged to Ambassador Krellix, one of the oldest beings in the galaxy. Perhaps we should ask the humans directly. I see that Earth's ambassador is requesting to join this meeting. They already know we're meeting about this? Vexrath sounded alarmed. Apparently so, Krellix said dryly. Should we let them in? The council voted quickly. Moments later, a new hologram appeared. It showed a human woman in her 50s with short gray hair. She stood calmly, her expression neutral and professional. The identification said her name was Ambassador Lisa Grant. Thank you for allowing me to speak, Lisa began. I understand there are concerns about what happened at Theta 7. Ambassador Grant, High Chancellor Mokhtar said, his voice formal and cold. The Council needs a full explanation of Earth's military capabilities. The vessel that saved the Yarvok colony had technology far beyond what your government told us about. With respect, Chancellor, Earth has never hidden our technology. All our vessels are properly registered with the Union. If there were misunderstandings about what they could do, that's because of assumptions, not lies. Vexrath's arms waved angrily. You expect us to believe you accidentally forgot to mention that your cargo ships can defeat battle cruisers? Lisa's face remained calm. Counselor, we told you 20 years ago during first contact. Your military analysts looked at our defensive systems completely. They said our technology was adequate for self-defense. We didn't argue with them. Thelzara felt ice in her veins. You let us underestimate you on purpose. No, Lisa said firmly. We let you reach your own conclusions. That's different. Then tell us now, Mokhtar demanded. What are your real capabilities? The full truth, Ambassador. The Council must know. Lisa paused like she was choosing her words carefully. I can share some information, though much is classified. Earth's military thinking is based on one simple idea. Very strong defense combined with very precise attack. We don't build big fleets to control territory. We build ships that are hard to destroy and can eliminate threats efficiently. The Liberty Runner destroyed 3 capital ships in minutes, Thelzara said. Is that normal for your civilian vessels? Captain Morrison's response time was actually a bit slow. He was flying alone, which limits what he could do. Most civilian vessels have at least 2 crew members. The chamber exploded with noise. Representatives shouted questions and demands. Lisa waited quietly for the chaos to end. High Chancellor Mokhtar finally restored order. Ambassador, why did Earth join the Galactic Union with such limited power in the government? You could have demanded a seat on the High Council. With your capabilities, you could have forced us to give you anything you wanted. Because we're not interested in forcing anything, Lisa replied simply. We joined the Union to trade, to learn, to share knowledge. We don't care about political power struggles. We just want to live in peace and explore the galaxy. But you could dominate the entire Union militarily, the old Ambassador Krellix observed. His ancient eyes studied Lisa carefully. Could we? Maybe, but why would we want to? Lisa looked around at all the holograms. Humanity has a long history, counselors. We've fought terrible wars against each other. We've seen what happens when military power becomes the basis for government. It doesn't end well. So when we finally got faster than light travel and met the Union, we made a choice. We would be members, not conquerors. We would trade, not dominate. We would help, not rule. Beautiful words, Vexrath said with suspicion. But words are easy. What guarantee does the Council have that Earth won't decide to expand through force? The same guarantee you have from any member species, Lisa said quietly. None. You have to trust that our words match our actions. 20 years of peaceful cooperation should mean something. Thelzara spoke up. Ambassador, I've read Earth's history files in the Union database. Your species has been fighting wars for most of your recorded history. Thousands of conflicts. Why should we believe you've changed? Lisa's expression softened. Because we learned, Representative. Every war taught us something. Every conflict showed us the cost of aggression. By the time we reached the stars, we understood a simple truth. Peace is harder than war, but it's worth far more. We fight when we must. The Kreshtar learned that at Theta 7, but we don't fight to conquer or control. Then why build ships like the Liberty Runner? Mokhtar asked. Those capabilities go way beyond self-defense. Do they? Lisa challenged. The galaxy is dangerous, Chancellor. The Kreshtar aren't the only predator species out there. There are threats in the dark between stars that would terrify most civilizations. We prepare for those threats. We make sure our people can defend themselves and come home safely. That's not aggression. That's responsibility. Krellick stirred in his holographic form. I have lived for 600 years, Ambassador. I have seen species rise and fall. I have watched empires burn and civilizations crumble. In all that time, I have learned one truth. Power seeks more power. How do we know Earth will be different? Lisa met his gaze directly. You don't know. But think about this. If Earth wanted to dominate the Union, we could have started 20 years ago. We didn't. Captain Morrison could have used the Theta 7 incident to make demands to force concessions. Instead, he apologized for being slow and continued on his delivery route. Our actions speak louder than any promises I could make. The council chamber fell silent again. Each representative was thinking about her words. Finally, High Chancellor Mokhtar spoke. The council will take a short break to discuss this privately. Ambassador Grant, please stay available. The holograms dimmed as the representatives entered private talks. Thelzara found herself in a virtual chamber with just Mokhtar and Krellick. This changes everything, Thelzara said immediately. We've been working under completely false assumptions about human power. The question is what we do now, Mokhtar said. Do we demand full disclosure of their military strength? Do we try to limit their expansion? Krellick made a sound that might have been a laugh. And how would we enforce such limits? Did you not see that video? If the humans decided to resist, who could stop them? Then what do you suggest? Thelzara demanded. We just accept that humanity could crush the Union whenever they want. I suggest, Krellick said slowly, that we recognize a gift when we see one. The humans could have come to the galactic stage as conquerors. They chose to come as friends. That choice has value. But can we trust it? Mokhtar asked. Can we afford not to? Krellick replied. If we treat them as threats, we might create the very enemy we fear. If we accept them as partners, we might gain the most powerful ally in known space. Thelzara thought about this. You're saying we should do nothing? I'm saying we should do what they asked from the beginning. Treat them as equals, not as primitives to look down on and not as threats to fear, just as fellow members of the Union. The break ended. The full council came back together. High Chancellor Mokhtar addressed everyone. The council has made a decision. Ambassador Grant, Earth's actions at Theta 7 have raised concerns about power balance in the Union. However, the council acknowledges that humanity has acted according to Union law. The rescue of the Yarvok colony shows the value of Earth's membership. Lisa bowed her head slightly. Thank you, Chancellor. However, Mokhtar continued, the council requests more transparency about Earth's military capabilities. Not demands, requests. Would your government be willing to provide more information? Lisa thought about it. I can talk to our defense council about that. But such disclosure would need to be mutual. Earth would expect similar transparency from other member species. Several representatives looked uncomfortable at that suggestion. I believe we can arrange something fair,